What's up, y'all? Thanks for joining the Travel Tales and Talk podcast with Derek and Makayla. I'm Derek.
I'm Makayla.
Thanks for listening and enjoy the show. How y'all doing? This is episode 2. The Cordoba.
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 I'll let you handle the Spanish. So we're leaving Madrid at what time we wake up? 4:45.
4:45.
4:45. She's kicking everybody out of bed. It's time to get up. We're about to catch our high-speed train. Can't wait to do that. And then we're going to rent a car as well. We talked about that at the end of episode 1. So let's get to it.
Yeah, so we booked a train ride to, from Madrid to Cordoba via Iryo. IRYO. Not sure if I'm saying that correct, but Iryo.
Mm-hmm.
And on there, it was a really nice train. Smelled good, looked good, real clean. The food was delicious. So
I thought the seats were awesome too.
Yeah, they were very, very comfortable.
They were real leather seats too.
They were. And they had full, I call them wall plugs.
Yes.
Full plugs.
Full plugs, European style.
Yes, European style.
And there was plenty of leg room. I've rode Amtrak before and it's kind of congested. I had plenty of leg room.
And the seats are rather tall, so I needed to use my footrest.
Yes.
I'm 5'7", and my feet were barely touching the floor, which is I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. But it was a rather easy drive. It was
Right.
About an hour and a half, ride.
Well, let's do this here. I didn't know how much we paid for these tickets. So would you tell the people how much these tickets cost us?
Because we ordered the meal. We got the meal plan. I want to say our tickets were about 45 euros a piece
That's
per
what
person.
You paid? 45 euros?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know that until right now.
Yes, but the prices vary based off of the time that you travel.
Mm-hmm.
We were traveling on the first route, which was at 6 a.m.
6:50 a.m.
6:50. It was 6:50. Okay, 6:50 a.m. And so it was the cheapest of the day. So those prices went up from there. And because we got the meal plan, that was the most expensive plan of that trip.
So let me ask you something. Did they have because I didn't book this. I wasn't involved in this portion of the trip. I just paid for it. But anyway, just kidding. Did they have a basic economy, a premium, or first class?
No, everything was the same.
Okay.
All the seats are equal, except for the one that had the table in the middle. It was literally if you wanted food,
okay.
Your level of food. So you could have paid to have a snack, then you could have paid to have a full meal. Being that we were traveling so early, we didn't have enough time to stop and have breakfast. I did the full meal.
Okay. Didn't know that. Good to know. It's good to know. I thought for me, it was early. I was tired, but the scenery going through the back country of Spain, getting to see the different terrains, getting to go through downtown Madrid on a train, getting to see we didn't talk about this in the last episode. I'm sorry, but I don't mean the graffiti. You know how you don't like graffiti.
I don't like graffiti.
We went downtown. They had the graffiti on the interstate, and how you didn't like it,
yes.
But I liked it. So when you leave on the train, you get to see some of the graffiti, some of the artwork. I find that very interesting. I like that. Along with the countryside, you get to see these old abandoned towns, or you get to see just the terrain of Spain, how it's different, how the sections are different from South Spain, North Spain, Central Spain, how it's different. You don't get to see that on a plane.
No. I know, for one, I've noticed that when you're riding down through the south of Spain in the Andalusia region, you see a lot of these pueblos blancos, all these white towns where all of the houses or buildings in this town is white.
Yep.
And there are quite a few of those. So it was nice to be on the train and riding and in kind of seeing that on the way. It's very beautiful.
Very beautiful.
Mm-hmm. So our train ride led us to the Hertz car rental place. So
we arrived in Cordoba.
Yes. So when we arrived in Cordoba, the train station, like the Hertz was located in the train station. So I had rented.
Everything was located in the train station.
Yes, it's much like an airport.
Yeah.
Very, very convenient.
Restaurants. I saw a clothing store. You could buy a suit.
Yes.
You could buy anything at that train station.
You could. It was very nice. And so I decided that we were going to experience driving in Spain. So one good thing about Spain is that they drive on
the right
side like we do in the States. So I was like, hey, we can handle this. We got this. So we go up in Hertz. I had reserved our car online. I'm feeling all, good about myself because I got my international driver's license, and wham. The lady gives me all the paperwork. Okay, sign here on this dotted line.
Mm-hmm.
We get this car. She walks us out, with our keys. And she's like, okay, there you go. There's your car. All right. Yes, we got this. And I'm like, no, Derek, I'm driving.
Mm-hmm.
Got in this thing. It's a stick shift. I'm going to talk a minute about that in a second. But I couldn't figure out how to turn on the car. I didn't know where the on button was.
On button.
And I was like, okay, I had a stick shift for a long time. I know how to, you got to push on this, the brake, the pedal. No, the car would not turn on.
Mm-hmm.
So Derek had to get into the car and turn it on for me.
Mm-hmm.
So, not a big deal.
What it was, you had to put the clutch down.
You had to put the clutch down. I did do that. So, I'm like, well, I got this. I've driven a stick before. Because one thing that you got to realize in Spain is that they are very conscious of the environment.
Yeah.
So you're either going to get a manual or you're going to get an electric car.
Hybrid.
Well, yeah, a hybrid. You're going to get a hybrid. So Hertz only offered one hybrid, and it was like an SUV, and it was like 460 some euros a day or something.
Yes.
So yeah, we weren't doing that. But
one other thing about that rental car, you have all these stipulations. You had to have a card to get out of the rental car place.
Yeah.
And when you returned it, you had to give it back to them or something.
Yeah, you had to turn that car in, that card into your car rental place where you checked it out of to make sure, checks and balances, make sure you didn't steal a vehicle.
That's different than the States.
It is. It was. One thing that they offered that hindsight 2020, I think we probably should have got that GPS that they offered.
Yes, we should have got GPS.
We should have got their GPS.
Yes.
Because our phone worked pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But
sometimes it didn't.
Yes, it's nice to have that extra backup because sometimes Apple Maps,
Google Maps, Apple Maps,
they were leading us astray, y'all.
Yes, they did.
But what I learned right away was that driving in Cordoba City was a frightening affair. It was very frightening. Even though the people tend to follow traffic laws fairly well. If you've ever driven in South America or Mexico, you know what I'm talking about.
Or South Memphis.
Traffic laws are just
suggestions.
Mm-hmm. So, but it's so many, and the signs are different.
Totally different.
I recognize stop.
Yes, stop and yield.
I recognize that one. But the other ones, I was like, oh, my goodness.
So we would suggest you read up on international or European signage.
Yes, you definitely need to do your research.
Or you're in for a rude awakening.
Yeah, so what we decided to do was I decided to pull over. And, well, first of all, we were rushing because I had a 9... what kind? I think
it was a 9:15, 9:30 appointment.
Yes, we had entry to one of the sites there, and you had to be there right at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And we were cutting it close with that train ride and that car rental. So we didn't have a lot of wiggle room to make it to our destination on time.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to let Derek drive the car. Well, I couldn't just pull over on the side, or in a big parking lot. Oh, no. I had to pull into a one-way
neighborhood.
And so that's when we realized we did not know how to put the car in reverse. So much so that we swore up and down that the car was broken and we needed to turn it back in. Derek is like, you need to call Hertz right now. And I'm like, yo, I got an appointment. We need to figure this out.
This going down the wrong way is a thing.
So we ended up driving down the wrong way. We had to do whatever we had to do.
And a car was coming.
A car was coming.
I was like, these folks already know.
Yes.
Stupid Americans.
Yes. So, make a long story short, we were in this broken car, does not go in reverse, but Derek.
It's a broken, brand new car.
Oh, it was brand new too. I had hardly any miles on it. So Derek gets me to the Mosque Cathedral because that was our location, the Mosque Cathedral, which is this beautiful mosque / cathedral.
Mm-hmm. Been around since 700 something?
Yes, it was built in 784. Like the original structure was built from 784 to 786. Like, just let that seep in. Not even 19. This is before 1492. Any of that.
3 digits.
Yes, 3-digit year, and it was extended in the 9th and the 10th century. So this.
What was the name of this mosque again?
The Mosque Cathedral. It is a mosque with a cathedral right in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll talk more about it in just a second. But the thing is, I'm feeling all great because my man done dropped me off at my location. I get there with minutes to spare. I'm snapping pictures of London roads. Like, ooh, girl, you look cute up here. Get on these steps. Y'all, I get over here to the line and show the ticket, which, by the way, you have to buy your tickets in advance. Online. And I hold out my little paper like, yeah, man, we got our tickets. Let me in, right? And the man was like, no, sorry, you have the tickets for the audio tour. I'm like, audio tour? No, I didn't want an audio tour. But not just the audio tour, y'all. My ticket was just for the audio device. It wasn't tickets to enter. It was just to get the device to listen.
So we were going to have to sit on the steps and listen to this.
Basically. So he was like, you need to go over there and get your ticket. So I walk over there, quote unquote, over there, and I'm standing in this line. I got my passport, and they're like, no, you can't buy tickets here, but this ticket is a ticket for the audio device. So this man is shoving these audio devices in my hand, and he was like, this ticket also allows you entrance to some other site. Right. So I still do not have tickets to the Mosque Cathedral. Now, mind you, the trip to Cordoba was specifically to go to the Mosque Cathedral. Right. This whole day in our tour was carved out to visit this historical world UNESCO site that I had no tickets to enter. So by this time, Derek has parked our car.
No.
He has a story to tell. We're going to get there.
You got to back up while you were you were fighting over these devices. I'm getting harassed by the police, but I'll let you finish.
Oh, yes. We're going to come back to that. So Derek walks up, and I got my devices for my neck, and I have my tickets, and the guy, I guess he was just like, you know what? I feel bad for you. He just let us in. The guy was like, come on.
Yeah, he's like, I'm sick of dealing with you. Come on in here.
So we get in the Mosque Cathedral.
He said, you're going to make these fake tickets work.
Basically, yes. And I'm telling you guys, this building made me gasp. It took my breath when I entered. It was so beautiful. Yeah. And, just a little bit about the building.
Once again, it just amazes me that they could build something like this.
Yes.
Without today's technology.
Without today's technology. So the Moors, Africans, built the mosque as a Muslim stronghold in Cordoba back in 784 AD. But then when the Christians came in, the Spanish kings,
the Spanish Inquisition,
they came in and literally kicked all the Moors out. They took over the mosque and built this elaborate, beautiful cathedral right in the middle of this mosque. So you walk in and you see all of the, Moorish,
the Moorish
designs and structures. Yeah. And then it's like you look to the right and bam, you in this cathedral. You got a cross, Jesus hanging from it, and it's like they're two totally separate structures in this one space. And if you think about it, it's kind of messed up how they did that. How they just took these people's holy place and just built their own church right in the inside of it. It's really disrespectful, but it's.
But the fortunate thing is that they didn't tear it down.
They did not tear it down, no.
In most cases, they destroyed anything the Moors built and replaced it. But this one they didn't.
Because what people don't realize is that the royal palace in Madrid was a Moorish, I think it was a cathedral there. And they tore it down and then built the royal palace right on top of it.
Yeah.
So, but back to Derek. So while I'm sitting here trying to figure out what to do with my bogus tickets, Derek, on the other hand, is in this car, this broken car that don't go in reverse.
No reverse.
And tell him what happened.
So after I drop off my boo thing, I don't know where I'm going because I don't have GPS, but I figured I just make the block. Just burn the block. It'll take me back to where I was. However, as I make this right-hand turn, there is this flashing light, and I know what it means. It means do not enter. But there are cars in front of me. And my thing is, these guys go, I'm going too. When in Spain, do as the Spanish, right? So I put that thing in second gear, and I hit it. La Policía thought otherwise. Didn't pull anyone else over. I'm like, why are you pulling me over? And he rolls down his window, and he says, Buenos dias. Nice and calm. Then every word after that, he was angry. He was, I don't know what he was saying, but he was upset. And I understood one thing, that I was going the wrong way. And I said, lo siento, I'm sorry. I'll turn around. He said, no, keep going. Don't do it again. It's like, if you know English, why you yell at me in English? So I was like, oh my God, I'm going to jail for going down the wrong way in another country. So the crazy part about that is, never been in this place before. I found my way back. I just knew I was going to get lost. I just figured I was going to end up in Barcelona somehow because I had no GPS, no map. I just remembered from the first time we went through how to get back to where we were going. We had driven right past the parking lot because the parking lot looks like the cathedral. It looks like the mosque. I'm like, it can't be a parking lot. It was a parking lot. I love the way that they designed that. So I get back to the parking lot. We don't have reverse, of course, at this point in this car that was built in 2024. And I have to find a parking space within this garage where I can just pull through because we don't have reverse. We don't have reverse. So I had to get to like the top floor to find a space to put this car in so we can just pull through because we can't go in reverse. So that was a whole adventure. I finally get the car parked. I finally walk back and find Makala. She's a little upset because she has fake tickets. She got bogus tickets. But things start to work out. We finally get in. The guy lets us in. And like she said, this building is fantastic. It's amazing that it is still standing after all this time. I'm amazed every time I see one of those old buildings. Like, It's been here since the 700s to 600s, and they're still standing.
Mm-hmm.
And some of those buildings, they converted to, restaurants, shops,
Parking
lots, hotels, and the main structure is still intact. It's mind-blowing.
So what Derek didn't tell you, the reason why the police did not pull over the other cars, it was not a racial thing. Don't want you to think that. It was because the other cars were taxis. Or Ubers.
I should have told him I was Uber.
And there was a sign that says that, but it was in Spanish.
Yeah.
But the roads around the cathedral is like the whole square block, like, all the way around it. The road is only open certain hours a day for normal cars.
Normal traffic.
And outside of that is only
emergencies,
ride shares, traffic, and emergency vehicles. So Derek was in those hours where it was only ride shares. Yeah. So another thing is that we were not supposed to stay overnight in Cordoba. That wasn't the plan. So I left that part of our trip. Yeah, I had a feeling I may wanted to stay. I wasn't sure. So I didn't book a room. We had nowhere to stay. We're sitting here, walking through this cathedral, taking videos and pictures, and we come out like, wow, that was nice. So
what's next? I thought we were going to sleep in the rental car.
I was like,
that'd be fun.
No say. I don't know. And then we just so happened to say, you know what, let's stay for the evening. Yeah. And let's walk around and see about
do some other things.
Find a hotel.
Yeah.
And we literally walked around and found a hotel to stay in. So we went into this one, and it was so beautiful. And we were like, ooh, let's stay here. Oh, sorry, we're full. Like, we're full.
Yeah.
For some reason, I don't know what I was thinking.
I didn't think they would be full either because it was a Monday, right?
Yeah, it was a Monday. Nothing happening.
Nothing special, no festivals, nothing.
They were full, and they was like, you know what, check our partners that are on the other street over, which is literally the other side of the cathedral. So we did that, and lo and behold, they had availability.
Yes.
And so that hotel was the Eurostar Conquistador Hotel, and it was beautiful.
Yes.
It was so beautiful that ruins from the cathedral were located underneath the hotel, and they just built a glass floor
so you could see
so that you could still see the ruins as you're walking to the elevators to get to your room.
Yeah.
And we were fortunate enough to get a balcony that faced the cathedral. Yep. So the cathedral was our next door neighbor.
Yep. You can look right out the window.
Yeah, we looked right out the window.
Had access to the cathedral.
Sure did. Beautiful. And our rooms were not that expensive. I think we paid $180-something a night.
Yeah, then they throw the taxes on there and all that. Yeah, it's worth it. It was well worth it.
Yes.
It's an experience.
It was an experience.
Nice hotel. It was a nice hotel.
And a lot of things, these older hotels will come with a bidet. And
yes.
I had London Road, so we had to turn it into a school moment. So I'm on YouTube looking up videos on how to use a bidet and show her so she can
show her. She's going to tell me I need to use it. I'm not using a bidet. What am I using a bidet for?
I tell anybody, if you can use one, use one. They are awesome.
Okay, whatever. But getting back to this hotel is an old structure as well that they renovated. And it still had the characteristic of the original building. They didn't demolish it and then rebuild it in its image. It was the original building retrofitted to 2024 standards.
No.
Did they have a pool?
They did not have a pool, but what they had was a patio.
Yeah.
And the patio is basically a courtyard. And it's a beautiful courtyard. In fact, Cordoba is known for their patios.
Yeah.
And
that's where the restaurant was, the bar.
And every year, I think it's the first 2 weeks in May, people, like private citizens, will open up their homes and have their patios on display for the public to come through their homes and visit their patios.
Is
it's
it
like a
contest
Yes.
amongst the citizens.
yes.
Yeah.
And so you could do that, and then the hotel that we stayed in participates in that.
I think they may have had the best one
It was beautiful. We
for me.
unfortunately we left like a week before the patio tour started, but
Mhm.
there were people preparing
Preparing,
for
yeah.
it then.
Even what I saw was spectacular. They
So-
take pride in those things.
They do. So one good thing about Cordoba was that they have this Roman bridge, and it's just a bridge over their little river.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the name of the river. Sorry, guys, but I insisted that we get up to watch the sunrise over the Roman bridge.
Did we do like a sunset thing too?
We did a sunset thing.
Yeah.
So Derek, when it was time to wake up for sunrise, he's like, I did sunset. It's the same thing. So he didn't get up. So me, by myself,
You didn't wake me up.
I did.
To be fair, you said, Derek, I couldn't hear that. I'm dead.
Guess
asleep."
what? We just going to agree to disagree. And I made it to sunrise view of
Well.
the cathedral. I actually looked at the cathedral. The sun rose over the cathedral
Mhm.
from the bridge, and it was breathtaking. And I wasn't the only one out there. There was like 2 other photographers out there just
Yeah.
snapping away. That's why I knew I was doing the right thing. I said, I knew I wasn't crazy.
No,
Because if
you
they
weren't
out here,
But-
it's a good idea.
Here's the we need to back up.
Mm-hmm.
This before we did the sunset, we had dinner.
We did.
Um,
We went to dinner at the Bodegas Mezquita Céspedes
they supposedly have the best tapas.
in Cordoba. Mm-hmm. But you have to have a reservation.
You have to make a reservation or you're not getting in.
Yes. Now, granted, we made our reservations 2 hours prior,
Right. We got lucky.
but we did have a reservation. Now, I'm gonna let y'all know that Spain is not a tipping country. Like tipping is not a thing
Yeah.
there.
They
But
pay their waiters and waitresses a salary
yes, but they are starting
to get on the tipping trend.
to get on that tipping trend. So just
Yeah.
be aware that they're not typically a tipping culture.
And
but
some people find it offensive.
yes, it finds it offensive. But in Bodegas Mezquita Céspedes,
They did not.
they had it right there on their receipt. Do we deserve a tip? Question marks.
Yep. Smiley face.
Yes, smiley face.
Sad face.
Okay, medium face.
Maybe not.
No,
face.
maybe not. It had a sad face.
Yeah.
I'm looking like, what
This
is
is new.
this? Yeah, so we have a friend in Spain, and we told her about it. She was like, Micaela, that's not a thing.
Yeah, we don't,
We don't
tip. Like,
They got over it. You just gave your money away.
like, really?
And you know,
Okay.
I like to think that we are very generous tippers. So
Yeah.
our waiter got a
I
really
just
good.
feel like we should tip anyway.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
because you're going to get my food, you're bringing it back. And actually, the young man made great suggestions on what we should eat.
he did.
And I feel like I should tip him for that.
But that's not their culture.
I-
So
I
he
know.
got his regular salary plus this.
Plus, what we
This-
get? 15. I think I gave him 15.
No, if it's any time dealing with me, I'm always 20, 25%.
No, I gave him 15 euros, which is way
Oh.
more than his 20%.
Oh, okay.
Because his suggestion on the sangria, phenomenal suggestion.
Yeah.
I think they have the best in Spain. Do
Okay.
you agree? Disagree?
It was good. I'm just there for the chorizo. That's it.
So, who you think had the best sangria?
I still like the one in
Don't say
Portugal.
Portugal.
Portugal has the best sangria. I'm sorry.
It was it's 2 or 3. I think this one is number 1. Just my opinion.
Okay.
It's close.
Agree to disagree.
We can do that.
And we finished up the morning. So, the next morning after I saw the sunrise, we decided to walk around the Jewish neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a synagogue there.
Yes, I remember that. Didn't we have to get tickets for that, or
It was free.
It was
It
free?
was gratis. But it was
we had
full.
to be there early?
Yes, because it's a hot tourist spot.
Yeah.
So we were in there with tourists other look like we're not tourists, right?
That we are.
And the streets are really narrow. They're cobblestones. There's horses riding up and down them. It is beautiful. Flowers everywhere. Like we went in spring, so flowers everywhere. We got the hanging legs with the hoofs.
Oh yeah, the beef legs.
Beef.
Or the,
and there's artisans on the street selling their art. And I like to, wherever I go, at least bring back one piece of art.
that guy was good.
Yeah, there was a guy. We bought a couple of pieces from him, and then we were back in the car. But back to this rental car. So, like I said, the road that we were on was shut down certain times of the day. So Derek and I didn't want to wait to bring our luggage to the hotel during the time where we could have just drove our cars up. And we decided to pull our luggage like a half a mile away on these cobblestone roads.
Terrible
idea. Terrible idea. Derek was like, just get out what you need. I was like, I'm not leaving my luggage in the car. But when we get to the car, because we thought originally that we would leave and go somewhere and get something to eat, and there's, and then we decided against it. But by that time, Derek had pulled his car out of the parking space. So I'm sitting here. We're trying to put the car back in the parking space. I'm in a dress.
I was trying to figure out reverse.
Right. He's trying to figure out reverse. So I'm in my dress. He's behind the steering wheel. I'm pushing the car back into place with my dress and sandals. And then there's this couple next to us. The wife, she was out directing her husband into the parking space.
Trying to get into these tiny parking spaces.
Yes, because the parking spaces are really tiny.
Very tiny. Everything, when it comes to cars over there, everything's going to be small.
Small.
So we joke about this. We couldn't take the Armada.
Oh, yeah.
If we had the Armada transported to Spain, they would just push it off the plane.
Yes.
It's like, you're not bringing this car to our country. Where are you going to drive it?
Our Armada would not work at all. It wouldn't fit anywhere.
It wouldn't fit anywhere.
It wouldn't fit anywhere. We didn't see a single car as big as the Armada. But let me back to this family. We found out that they were French. They did not speak English. They did not speak Spanish.
French. They knew 5 words of English.
They knew a couple of words, and what we were able to get was...
And they knew the words we needed them to know.
Manual.
Car.
Push. Car.
Reverse.
Back. So the woman tried to relay the message to her husband. And he's like, oui. He gets out, and then somehow he got Derek to let him get in the car.
I said, I spoke English. Show me how to put this car in reverse. Can't go back. Show me how to make it go back. He said, oui. He gets in the car, sits down. He said, oh, push, push, push. Back.
He's talking about the stick shift.
The stick shift. So with the reverse in Europe, we know in America, in this country, in the States, reverse is usually at the bottom on the right-hand side, correct?
Yes.
All right. So in Europe, at least in Spain, at least the car we rented, reverse is
push down.
It's where the one is, except you push down first, then you push it forward, then the car goes in reverse.
Yes.
So freaking confusing.
It was confusing for us because, we drove a Firebird for years, and it was literally move to the right, pull it down. There is no pushing or any of that.
No pushing. And my
the
company cars at Pepsi put it in reverse, which is in the back, just like I thought it was across the world, but it's not the case.
So that was great news. Our rental car was not broken.
We fixed it.
The Frenchman fixed it.
We had a shade tree mechanic fix our reverse on the spot.
So that was it. And so we decided, now we're in this car. It goes in reverse. We're ready for our next adventure. And we were headed to Ronda. But before we can get to Ronda, lo and behold, we got Derek and London Rose got to eat.
Yep. Got to eat.
And her favorite restaurant, McDonald's. How you going to want to get McDonald's in Spain? I don't know. But Derek agreed to this shenanigans. And while we're on our way to the nearest McDonald's, this man is driving down the wrong street. No. But we're in the city. At this point, we are in the busy city.
We are
like the
downtown.
Real down, like when they got like 6 lanes to cross. This man is going in the wrong way. Well, not the wrong way. He ended up driving in the bus lane.
The bus and taxi lane.
But the bus and taxi lane is only one lane, so the
Yeah.
other 5 lanes are cars headed in our direction.
Yeah.
And all I could do was think, we're going to jail.
We're going
This
to jail.
man gonna get us in jail. We're
We're
gonna
going
all
to
be
jail.
locked up. London Rose gonna have to take a cup and then hit it across the bars and sing "Sweet Love."
We're going to get our international driver's license revoked.
Yes. Thank goodness
Nobody was coming.
nobody was coming because there was a motorcycle in
Yeah,
front of us,
yeah.
so he was doing the wrong thing too.
No, see, they had the bus and taxi lane, then they had the motorcycle lane. So the motorcycle lane was far right. Then I was in the taxi bus lane. We shouldn't have been going that direction. So
And then he was
in
getting
the
ready.
right.
Derek was getting ready to bust a right. Oh, GPS is turn right here. He about to turn. I'm like, baby, this the wrong way. You can't turn that. So he was about to have us going
The wrong way.
the
again.
wrong way, the traffic. So we were gonna be head on to the traffic.
This is why before you go, if you're going to rent a car, get up on those signs because they're different than they are here in the States. They're
They
totally
are.
different. We don't have dedicated bus and taxi lanes. We don't have that here.
They do in Atlanta,
Okay. Where? I lived in Atlanta with you. Where?
Atlantic Station.
Okay, 1 block. This is an entire city with dedicated bus and taxi lanes. You can't even turn that way. I broke the law like 12 times that day.
Admission of guilt.
Yes, I did. Hey, I'm going to say when they take me to court, if they would have took me to court, Your Honor, I'm a silly American. I'm a stupid American. And they would let me go.
Oh my gosh.
But get up, get you I guess you can Google it now. Google European signs or whatever country you're going to if you're going to drive a car because their signs are totally different than ours. Stop is still the same. Green means go. Outside of that, you got to study.
Okay. Well, let's talk about McDonald's. McDonald's was good. I gave them grief for nothing. It was actually delicious.
It's a different menu.
And they had different food on there. Different
menu,
sauces.
Different food, different sauces.
Their mystery sauce was a true mystery. Cause
It was
delicious.
a mystery. I have no idea what it was, but it was delicious.
It was very delicious.
It was good.
So McDonald's got our money quite a few times in Spain.
Burger King got our money once. The Burger King menu is different as well. So they have like a double chicken sandwich or something. It was good. I didn't have that though. London Rose had it. I think I had like the cheese nacho fries or something, which was strange from a Burger King.
It was good though.
And they had their ice cream was very good. It was different than what you would get here in the States. It wasn't true just like a vanilla cone. It was something totally different.
Yeah, and which brings us back to the food in general. Remember how we talked about Spain is very, very good about health and nature and being eco-friendly, and that holds true to their food. So they use more healthy ingredients.
Not only do they use different ingredients, there are certain preservatives and chemicals that we put in our food in the States. It's illegal in certain European countries, so they don't have to worry about that. So if you think about it, fertilizers that we put on our fruits and our plants, they don't use a lot of that stuff. So if you buy, let's say, a plum, if you don't buy it in 2 days, they're going to trash it because it's going to start decaying. So we've had apples on our counter less for 2 weeks. That's not how fruit should work. The moment it's plucked from the tree, it should start decaying, 48, 72 hours, somewhere in there. But we added all these fertilizers, genetics, which make our food last longer, but it's not as healthy for us. But with that being said, they don't use a lot of chemicals that we use here in the States on their food. So it tastes slightly different.
So we ate a lot and actually lost weight.
Mm-hmm. And then also, we'll talk about this in Sevilla, but we saw it in Cordoba as well. They don't put their eggs in the refrigerator.
No.
Never. So I was like, why are the eggs just sitting in a box?
They're natural.
Yeah. So
That was it. And so
different.
That was it. That was Cordoba in one day, and we were off to Rhonda.
The ride to Rhonda.
That's next time.
Ooh.
So y'all be good out there.
Take care.
Ooh, if you made it this far, you are the true champion. You could have been anywhere, doing anything, but you instead chose to spend your time with us, and for that, we say thank you.
I'm Derek.
I'm Makayla. Rate, like, and subscribe. Do good, be good. Until next time.